Hello and welcome to my historical recipes. The Dark Ages, the end of the classical antiquity and the beginning of the Middle Ages were not as dark as we always think. And we even have some recipes from that era. I already did once or twice a recipe from the 5th century, and this is what I'm going to do today once more. This recipe comes from a 5th century Byzantine doctor called Anthimos, and he calls it Aphraton in Greek, or he says it's called spumeum in Latin, and it's a kind of, how should I call it, a fluffy chicken dish. It's made with egg whites, so this is why we got 5 eggs here. I got half a chicken breast. I have a little bit of salt. And now again we have, as with all late recipes, late antique recipes, we have the question, what is liquam, and is it broth or is it garum, the fish sauce? I think I will go for broth, but you could also use fish sauce. Then we have a little bit of wine, and that's it. It is essential that you have something for steaming, because the chicken broth will be steamed. First of all, I divide the egg whites and yolks. And from the egg yolks, later we can make a nice pudding, or for example a zabaione. I think I'm going to make a zabaione afterwards. My camera woman is rejoicing because I said I'm going to make zabaione. Yes. We beat this until it's foamy, and that means beating and beating and beating and beating and beating. It actually helps to add a little pinch of salt. And now we beat and beat and beat and beat and beat and beat and beat. And beat and beat and beat, or of course, if you have a hand mixer, you use a hand mixer. Now, this done, we set this aside and we take the already cooked, in this case steamed or slightly boiled, chicken breast. I took half a chicken breast, which is enough for those 5 eggs, and I cut this into slices. And now from those slices, I set aside the egg yolks, which are for another dish. We make tiny, tiny pieces by hand, as fine as possible. Carefully mix the two. Bring the broth or some water with fish sauce to the boil. And now we arrange this mixture in the steaming, how do you call that? A steaming sieve? A steaming device. In the steaming device. I am sure it is possible to make this in a more pretty way. Maybe if you have a bamboo steamer, you can make nicer shapes, make several small heaps. For me, it will be one big heap. Okay, that's it. And once the broth boils, we put it inside the pot to steam it. The broth is boiling and we set our chicken foam inside to be gently steamed. This will take about 15 minutes. Okay, that's the ready afrutum, or spumeum. It doesn't look like very much, I have to admit, but let's give it a try. Now, Anthimos says to either drizzle it with a little bit of wine or some honey. I think I go for the wine version, and I give it a try. Okay. Well, not bad. It tastes of, well, chicken. It is a little fluffy, as it should be. Anthimos also writes that the same dish can be prepared with scallops or with fish as well. Bon appétit!